The pools are the footprints of the towers. This is the South Pool of Tower 2, North Pool of Tower 1 stood there. The North Tower got hit by Flight 11 at 8:46 in the morning. South Tower got hit by Flight 175 at 9:03. Even though the South Tower got hit second, it came down first at 9:59, and the North Tower came down 10:28. I can tell you the pools are called reflective absence because when you get up to the parapets of the pools, the sounds of the water actually drowns out the sounds of the city, and you can reflect upon the absence, the people, the buildings, whatever else you want to reflect upon. Now, I don't know if you went up to the pools yet, but the middle is like a void in the middle of the pool. That is the absence. Because no matter where you stand around the parapets of the pool, you cannot see where that water goes. If you look at the waterfalls, they're not a complete big waterfall. They're individual streams, and the design, and that's you know, with the design, it's supposed to show that we're all individuals, but we still come together as one. And also the never-ending tears that go into that absence, or that never-ending grief, or that never-ending void. I can tell you the names going around the pools are not just slapped on any which way. It's called meaningful adjacencies. They actually had 1,200 family requests of where to place the names near, and it took them a year just to figure out that algorithm. And I mean, I could go on for hours.
Yeah. Well, tell me about the new building going up. Are they doing 2 towers or just one?
That's actually Tower 1, which is over there to your left. And when they put the antenna on top, symbolically, it will be 1,776 feet tall for July 4th, 1776. The one over here next to it is Tower 7, which is the oldest of the newest. It's already completely occupied. The other building here is the Museum Pavilion. That is the entrance and exit for the museum, which is not yet open, but the museum is 7 stories below ground, and it runs the whole length and width of this plaza. You'll actually walk around the pools when that museum is open. If you look and notice the design of the building, not only does it want to look like the Trade Center, but if you notice the way it's coming up from the back, that's to show like a rebirth or a new beginning. So getting back, that is Tower 7 in front of us. It's already completely occupied. This is Tower 3 over here. To the left of Tower 3 is Tower 2, and in between they're building the big transportation hub. This is Tower 4 here, which just got, they put capped off with the last beam signed by the president to all the construction workers. If they do a Tower 5, it'll be next to the Tower 4 over here in this corner. So you have Towers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. There will not be a Tower 6 because Tower 1 is in the place of Tower 6.
And the reflective pools are in the place of where the old Tower 1s and 2 were.
Technically correct, that is true. The middle, where that void is technically the middle of the buildings, but the buildings were wider than the pools. What happens is the PATH trains tracks, which are from Jersey, ran alongside the pool here, and it just wasn't feasible for them to move the tracks as well as the foundation over. So what they did is they marked the width of the pool, or the width of the towers, 2 distinct ways on the plaza. One is by the first row of trees. So if you stand by this corner tree and look at that corner tree, that was the exact width of the buildings. Also, Tower 1, when they complete the base of the Tower 1, that is also the exact width of the tower. So they didn't even want to lose the width of the towers.
Tell me about the one tree that survived.
Okay, the survivor tree is right there to your left. It's one with all the branches. What happened with that tree is they found that tree when the collapse happened, but they thought it was dead, so they didn't do anything with the tree. But some Parks Department worker came a month later, said that we can save this tree, and they actually dug out the tree October 31st, a month and a half after the towers collapsed. They took it to the Bronx, to Van Cortlandt Park, nursed it back to health. But in the interim, March of 2010, it was uprooted because we had very severe storms here, and they thought for sure the tree died. But true to its name, it did survive. They planted it here December of 2010, and even when President Obama was here last year, he felt it fitting enough to lay a wreath right in front of that tree. Wow. That tree is a Callery pear tree, which is a non-fruiting pear tree. It has flowers March to April, blossoms fall off, and then you have the leaves. If you look up that tree online, it says it has a great immune system for tree diseases, but it hates wind and rain. So not only did it survive all the collapse of the buildings, it survived the nor'easters, and it even survived Hurricane Irene, which passed by here a week or so before the plaza was dedicated. As you can see, it is the only different tree on the whole entire plaza. All these other trees, there'll be over 435 of these swamp white oak trees. The number I just told you, you can throw out the window. It has no significance, but the tree itself does. They use the swamp white oak trees for a few reasons. One, just like the American spirit, it has a lot of strength and resiliency. Also, each tree, they grow different heights, different times of the year, and they want to give a little bit of individuality on the plaza, just like the names are all individual going around the parapets of the pool. Also, I can tell you that these trees came from Washington, D.C., New York, and Pennsylvania, where all the devastation took place.
Wow, wonderful.
Anything else you think is cannot miss while we're here? I mean, the tree I read about.
Well, like I said, unfortunately, the museum isn't open. But when you go down there, when it does open, I would say there will not be a dry eye in the house, and a lot of visitors will not be able to get through that whole museum.
When will that museum open?
Well, probably next year sometime, maybe late 13, early 14, or hopefully before that. I was privileged enough to get a tour down there, and I knew what was down there and how vast an area it was. But until you go down there, I was speechless. And if I was speechless, then you know how much it affected me.
As big as this plaza.
Correct.